Hey, this is AJ with Blackhawk Bushcraft. I wanted to throw out a very quick video about my EDC, or everyday carry. I do a lot of stuff in the outdoors. I love bushcraft knives. I love camping. I love spending time in the outdoors, fly fishing, whatever it may be. But I find myself there when I want to be there. More as a hobby. It also can be a way of life, but it's not my everyday way of life. I live in a suburb. I work in a big city. So there's very specific needs that I have related to my EDC that I wanted to talk to briefly, and I will try to keep this video very short. But I want to talk about things that I have on my person at all times, and then other things that I carry but may or may not have them on my person depending on how I am dressed. Okay? A couple things that I don't have here with me is a watch. I just typically wear my smartwatch, and I also have a pair of sunglasses, and I alternate between different styles that I have there. But for the sake of this video, I wanted to focus primarily on these items here. So the first one that is on my person at all times is my defensive weapon, and that is my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 compact, roughly about the same size as a Glock. And just want to make sure that y'all know that I am safe. It is cleared. My Vetter holster with adjustable cant, built for and meant for, is probably a better way, designed for, there we go, for appendix carry. I appendix carry when I'm able to. If I've got a pair of pants and I've got my sturdy belt and a button-down shirt, something that I can just throw over, finding the weapon at the appendix position is best for me based on how I've trained. As far as accessibility and drawing, I know others may carry it at the 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, even 6 o'clock, which scares me to death to ever have your weapon behind you where you don't have eyes in the back of your head. So not a good recipe, but that's a topic for another day. I'm not gonna even argue about that here. So okay, defensive rounds. Oh, by the way, this M&P 2.0 is chambered in 9mm. The defensive rounds I carry are Hornady jacketed hollow points, critical defense, 135 grain 9mm rounds. Again, to be debated by many that the 9mm round isn't as great as this round or that round, or you need to carry a 45 or blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you, if you need to neutralize a threat, somebody taking little round holes at over 1,000 feet per second are not going to argue with you, bar none. It doesn't matter. Do what you train with and what you like, but fortunately I've never been in a position to actually have to neutralize a threat with my defensive weapon, thankfully, but I have been in areas where others probably would have wished that they would have had something. For example, I commute into Salt Lake City, and one of the cities in the downtown valley about 4 weeks ago had a shooting. There was 3 thugs that got into an argument. One of them pulled out a gun, shot the other 2. Made a whole scene. It shut down the trains. Terrible, terrible situation. One of the individuals was taken in critical condition to the hospital. The other one was only injured, non-critical. But this is why I choose to conceal. I want to be able to protect myself and others if there ever was a need to do that. So there you go. So first item on my person at all times is my defensive weapon. Okay. Second one is my knife. I go with the Triad Lock Recon 1 by Cold Steel. You can see it's loved and worn. Got some nice belt rash or pocket rash on the clip there, but this is the Tonto Point Combo Edge. From a utility knife standpoint in an urban environment, I love the strong Tonto tip and combo edge. In an outdoor wilderness environment, no, I've got other preferences based on the tasks at hand, but for urban, you can't go wrong with a nice Cold Steel Recon 1 Tonto Point with the combo edge. Wonderful knife. Okay. And then depending on how I'm dressed, I may carry my Leatherman Rebar. A great multi-tool is always something wonderful to have with you, even in a wilderness survival or a wilderness environment. A great multi-tool cannot be overlooked. So there you go. So personal defense weapon, my knife or multi-tool, mags. The next thing that's on my person is a nice little Bic Mini. I've carried a Bic Mini, even a full-size Bic, for years and years and years. And I know that there's a lot of controversy around carrying a Bic lighter, because a lot of people say, well, you need to put a piece of cord under that plunger so that you don't plunge out the fuel in your pocket. Okay, I've probably been carrying this for close to 2 decades, and I've never had that happen. So if you're the unfortunate dumb one that can't carry a Bic in your pocket and you need to wrap a piece of cord under it, then by all means do it. I think that the whole concept of wrapping cord underneath the plunger so that you don't supposedly plunge out the fuel in your pocket is based on hype and completely unrealistic hypotheticals. And I know that you're probably going to find somebody out there that says, well, it happened to me like 5 times and so I need it. Well, then shame on you for not knowing how to carry a Bic lighter without plunging it out the fuel in your pocket. I mean, I can run, I can sit, I can walk, I can do squats, whatever, with a Bic in my pocket, and I've never, ever, ever, ever had that problem. So anyways, topic for another day, but my Bic lighter. So let me separate these. These are on my person. My wallet, okay, just a standard minimalistic wallet. Have identification cards, access pass, eco pass, cash. That is on my person. Carry cash, people. You cannot always rely on being able to swipe plastic. So having, you know, whatever denominations you feel you need, I would advocate to have different denominations. Don't just carry one type of denomination. But yeah, there you go. So identification, card, CCW, access passes, cash. That's my wallet. Okay. Things that may or may not be on my person is a tactical pen. And this is just your standard Blade Mate tactical pen. I don't even think Blade Mate makes these anymore. I believe they still make refills, but you can also buy generic refills for the Blade Mate. But you have a tungsten tip on one end that can be used for defensive purposes or to break glass. And then you have your standard writing tip as well. Okay. With that, a Rite in the Rain notepad. These are just your standard Rite in the Rain notepads. I can pick mine up from my local hardware store, Lowe's. They think they're like $4.99. And then when you write pages, you can just rip them out. It's always an exceptional idea to have a way to take notes if you need to. If you're involved in an accident, if you witness an accident, if you see anything suspicious, need to write down license plate numbers, whatever it may be, having the means to write down and something to write with you, whether it's on your person or in a backpack, which I carry a backpack with me, then, you know, have it. It's better to have it than not have it. And sometimes, depending on how you're dressed, it may not be feasible to really carry this on you. Now, a pen, probably a little bit easier. I don't like carrying these in my pockets. I like these carried more, like if I have a cargo pocket or maybe my suit coat, then yeah, but like in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, maybe not so much. That would just go in a backpack. And then I've got number 12 bank line wrapped on an old gas card. I just take old gas or credit cards and take off the information related to account numbers or whatnot. You can also use like fast food cards. I just use a Dremel and make these little card holders, and then those can go in a cargo pocket or in your pack or just in your pocket, depending on the type of clothing you wear. So having some cord with you is a great idea, at least for me. I think it's a good idea for me. So there's probably things out there that maybe others of you carry. As far as an EDC item, feel free to share in your comments what you carry, what works well for you. I'd be very interested to know. I'm also of the mindset related to urban setting in an urban environment or big city. I don't do anything that draws unnecessary attention to me. So making sure that I don't print when I'm concealing, depending on how I'm dressed, making sure that I can remain concealed. Appendix carry may not be the best approach depending on the dress that you have to wear. So learning how to make all of this work depending on different seasons, different clothing types, is something that you need to always make sure you are doing. And some of you may not even be able to carry some of this stuff depending on your local laws or municipalities or countries that you live in. Utah, fortunately, is very patriotic in the way that you can carry concealed. They share reciprocity with other states. So my permit allows me to carry in Utah as well as across the spectrum of other states, which is absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of other states that are less patriotic, more corrupted. I guess I'm going to not make this political, but that are not very friendly for both knife or gun laws, for people being able to have the means to protect themselves. So that being said, back to the gray man, I don't wear tactical clothing out in public. I don't wear tactical backpacks in public. I don't wear camouflage. I don't wear overly political branded clothing. Nothing to draw attention to me. Just something to keep me gray man as your typical Joe that just blends in so that I don't need to be recognized. And that goes to situational awareness. Not only should you EDC, but situational awareness, gray man approach, all these things, topic for another day. But anyways, I just wanted to throw this out quickly. Please share in your comments what you think. Please like and subscribe. And until the next video, we will talk to you later. Take care.